figure enthusiasts, and welcome to Scaled Affairs, the show where I take a closer look on anime figures of all sorts. So sit back and relax while I'll tell you what's maybe worth adding to your collection.
Today's figure is Nendoroid No. 1698, Ashe from League of Legends. The figure comes to you in the current standard Nendo box, so nothing out of the ordinary here, but I noticed this cute little print that looks like a sticker where they show you that you can swap out certain body parts. And speaking of stickers, for some reason the whole text area was covered with a giant sticker that translates most of it into other languages, and on this sticker there was of course the price tag and the decal from the importer, since I bought this at a local store, so basically most of the box was just stickers. Inside the box you'll find Ashe embedded in a normal blister, and yeah, because of all the translucent accessories this one looks especially empty, but it's a bit of a shame because this one comes with a few really nice add-ons. Some of the additional arrows though, as well as all the cranes, are packed together with the base plate and are attached on the backside of the blister. If we count the two older Nendos of Ari and Azrael, this is now the 8th champion in Nendo form, and I was kinda shocked when I got the payment notice for this one. $77 at the local certified vendor for such a small collectible is rough. All the depreciation of the yen and basic inflation really did not favor this hobby at all. But let's not complain too much about the price and focus back on the figure in more detail. But before we can do so, here is a quick overview about some stats as well as all the extra parts she comes with. I really like the color scheme with the dark blue and all the gold coated elements, even if some of them are painted a bit sloppy, especially on the front side of the skirt. The figure makes a sturdy impression and therefore stands in stark contrast to her accessories. Due to the thin design and translucent material, they feel very brittle, and I guess you have to be very careful not to snap them off at some point. What's also a bit cumbersome with her is swapping out faceplates. Due to the hood that covers the hair and admittingly gives this figure a unique head sculpt, there is not much of a point of attack where you can safely pull them apart. I guess the easiest way to do so is to separate the head from the body and then grip the parts from beneath. But I guess you won't change the faceplates that often anyhow, because her expressions are a bit of the meh side. You get a basic smile and a basic stoic face, where I believe the only thing that differs is the mouth line. And then you get a more angry looking attack face, where the eyes also barely differ. Not a very strong case for this figure in my opinion, and a force plate with a funnier emote would have been very welcomed. The main accessory for this figure is of course her icy bow with matching arrows. The arrows come in two shapes, a normal one that can be fitted into a replacement hand, and a chunky one that I guess should resemble the one from the enchanted crystal arrow attack, but looks a bit puny. There is also an array of arrows together with a separate support mount. They can be used to reenact the volley attack, even if this attack has a base amount of 7 arrows, so if you want it somewhat game accurate, you have to buy her twice I guess. At least there is a small quiver on her back where you can store 1 or 2 arrows away. That's a nice touch, but I would have preferred a separate piece with a bunch of arrow flanchings that resemble a filled quiver. Her last accessory is Hawk Spirit from the Hawk Shot attack that looks more like a swallow to me, but judging from the animation cycle it seems somewhat game accurate. This might also be the part that could be used for other characters and scenes as well, because you really can't have enough crystal critters in your collection. In conclusion, all this sounds pretty negative, and in fact the figure itself looks fine and really has some nice elements, but unfortunately those Nendos in general are getting pretty pricey and more often than not feel like hastily cash grabs from Good Smile, whether it's your release that comes out when the anime has not even finished its first season, or a figure in a long line of characters like this one. Because if you play the game and started a year ago with Lux, will you not buy a certain champion only because the lack of accessories or expressions? Of course not, you keep on buying in order to have a complete set, and believe me, companies know that. Therefore, either vote with your wallet or suffer the consequences. Next time is the final episode for the year, and we will end this season with a spectacular scale figure. So be sure you don't miss the next episode of Scaled Affairs, when I once again take a closer look on anime figures of all sorts. Hopefully I can see you again in the future. Until then, take care and keep collecting.